Hey everybody. Can everyone see me and hear me? Says we're having some technical difficulties here trying to get connected. Can everyone see me? Hey, Jose Oliveira, Victoria Blasius, you guys can see me? All right. I had some connectivity issues, that's why I was late. Apologize. So, what's up, bonkers for Alice? She says hello. Victoria says hey. One fish, two fish, ROC. Hey, hey, I'm here. Got my popcorn and my junior mitts, concession stand booth. Uh, that's awesome, but settles firmly in chair. I prefer Milk Duds, and um, right here, so does Victoria. So I'm a Milk Dud fan as well. So welcome everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. So we have a fun stream going on tonight, and I'm glad you guys could join me tonight. So I got a new background. I'm gonna give it some time to allow some people to filter in here, and then I'm hoping um, Prajval kind of shows up so we can ask him some questions about his tank here. I think it's very pretty. Let's see here. Arachnid Aquatics. Sup, I'm late. Well, Arachnid, I was late getting started too, so some technical difficulties as usual. How's it going, man? Redneck Aquatics. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Let me ask how you did come up with your channel name. You talking about me, Redneck? About my channel name? I actually live next to Raccoon Creek here in Ohio, so I can actually am within walking distance of a creek called Raccoon Creek. So, thought what better name than a local stream that runs through my town? I heard there's actually a Raccoon Creek in Pennsylvania. So I've been asked if I'm from Pennsylvania, but I actually live here in Northwest Ohio. Show the love it. Show the love and hit the like button. I appreciate that, Arachnid. So I want to take this time to mention you can email me at raccooncreekaquatics at gmail.com, and send me your favorite tank, a picture or a video of your favorite fish, tank, whatever aquarium related, and maybe I'll select it to use as my background, and then um, we can answer and ask some questions about what you did and how you did what you did, about your tank or whatever you chose. To show me, and we can show off, and I'll give you some credit and a shout out, and uh, it can act as my background. Redneck Aquatics, Yuppers. Yeah, I love my in-laws actually live right next to Raccoon Creek. So it's cool to go down there. You can see all kinds of little wildlife, and you'll see a deer walking down there sometimes, and see all the fish in there. So it's pretty fun and pretty cool to see. So today I actually wanted to go over this beautiful tank. I'm going to put this up in front of me here. Let's see if I can hide myself. There we go. Get myself out of the way. You can see he's running some CO2 here. Has quite a few different species of plants. Um, you can see up in the top right corner, he's scrolling away from it now, but it looks like he's got some pearl in action going on. I love that angel there. He's got some Val in the back. I really like what he has going on here. Lots of activity with the fish swimming around, beautiful plants. Really like what he did with this tank. So, yeah, is Prajval here? Did he make it to the stream? Anthony, awesome background. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I thought Prajval did a great job. I mean, beautiful tank. I'm really liking it. So, hey, man, if you want to send some of your stuff, some of your sweet monster fish or some of your cool tanks, that little pond you did, uh, I can use that as my background. You're doing some nice work, man. I really like what you're doing. Jose Oliveira, I love planted tanks. Yeah, so do I, man. I've been feeling the urge to do some saltwater. I did some saltwater back in the day, um, and I'm still might be getting bit by the bug again. I don't know. Um, I think I'd be using the term reef tank loosely. I had 3 frags of polyps of LPS corals, so it was hardly a reef, but had some live rocks, some hermit crabs, a clownfish, a coral beauty fish. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a 55-gallon tank, so I might be giving it another try here someday. We'll see. Getting inspired by a lot of the great YouTube channels in the fish fam here, so thinking to dirt my display tank. I definitely recommend dirt for your substrate. You'll see great results. You won't regret it, Jose. Um, definitely go with dirt or some sort of nutrient rich substrate like that. Redneck Aquatics, what's up, Anthony? How's it going, brother? Unconventional Aquatics says, thanks, bro. I'm building a cichlid pond and as we speak, so I definitely can't wait to see that, man. I really like your work. Let's see, so we'll go on to I did a survey. So my goal is to post a survey on my community tab once a week and then kind of talk about the results of that on the following live stream. So I did ask the question, what type of tank do you prefer? What type of aquarium do you prefer? So it was a very general question, and I had the options for a freshwater planted tank, which was 72% of the votes, and a freshwater nano tank, which was 11% of the votes. 7% of the votes were to freshwater monster, and 11% were to a saltwater reef tank. So um, I obviously right now prefer freshwater planted, but I have a soft spot for saltwater too. But I have an appreciation for every single category here in this survey. Um, and then Jeff's aquarium fish enjoyment commented that he had a planted live bear community tank, which is definitely really cool. I really enjoy live bears as well. So um, and then Purple Gang, he wants to have a snowflake clownfish, but he doesn't have any experience in saltwater fish. Um, I think it's my opinion. People say it's different or whatever. I think it's a little bit less forgiving, but really it's the same principles as freshwater. If you can master freshwater, you can handle saltwater. It's, in my opinion, just a little bit more expensive. I think you get more bang for your buck with freshwater, so that's kind of why I stick with freshwater. But man, I definitely have a saltwater or a soft spot for fresh or saltwater. Let's see. I picked monster fish for your survey. I think I was the only one. I think there might have been two of you, Anthony. I'm not sure. There were 46 votes casted. There might have been two of you. I definitely have an appreciation for monster fish. I think they're awesome. A lot of times they have a lot of personality and they're very intelligent. Not that Oscar is necessarily a monster, but one time I had a 14-inch Oscar fish, and he was just angry at the world, man. He was something else. But those are super intelligent fish. They're like having a dog in a fish tank. Uh, I've seen where people on YouTube have trained their Oscars to like put soccer balls into a soccer net. It's crazy. They can learn tricks and everything. And Wet Gold, hey, you're in the house, man. I appreciate you stopping by. How's it going, man? Redneck Aquatics, I'm going to be moving here in February, and that's going to give me a great opportunity to go ahead and dirt my 210. You have a 210-gallon tank? I'd like to see that. I'm going to have to stalk your channel and try to check that out. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Dirt 210. I'm excited about my 125 here, making progress. I finally got my filtration in, so stay tuned for that. Joe Munoz, hey buddy, I'm lurking. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Working out at the gym. I need to get the motivation to get back in the gym, dude. It's awesome though. So, uh, so what's your guys' thoughts in particular? Have you had any experience in all of them? I've never kept a monster tank unless you count my one Oscar fish that I kept one lone Oscar in a 55-gallon tank. He's pretty much like a puppy. Um, I have my nano tank, which is my bonsai tank right now. My planted tanks, I obviously have all kinds of. That's my norm. That's what I'm used to, and it's what I do. Um, but saltwater reef again, I've done that in the past a few years ago, and uh, reef is kind of it was a weak reef, but there were corals there. Purple Gang, how's it going, man? I appreciate you stopping in. So I actually saw you made a comment, Purple, that you're looking into getting the saltwater. Never don't have any experience in saltwater, but you'd like to keep a snowflake. Um, I think those fish are beautiful. One fish, two fish. I think monsters require a certain kind of dedication to be super successful. Nothing but respect for monster keepers out there. I agree. I agree. One fish, two fish. I definitely think they're awesome. I definitely have a huge respect for them. So actually, any category of Aquarius, I think I can relate to them, and I think I have an appreciation for what they do. Joe Munoz says, "Hey Goldie, Purple Gang, yes, saltwater. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting back into. I told Rob93 at his live stream a little bit ago that think I'm getting bit by the bug again. So we'll see what happens there. One fish, two fish says, "Hey Joe Munoz, can you do a few more reps for me, please?" Yeah, Joe, get that workout out in for all of us. Wish it worked that way, man. Purple Gang, are saltwater tanks harder to take care of? I, I'd say they're less forgiving, but I don't know if anybody else in this chat or watching right now has experience in saltwater. I was in it for a little bit. In my opinion, if you can take care of freshwater, I think you can take care of saltwater. There's just a little extra element with the salinity, with the evaporation. Obviously, the water leaves the tank, but the salt stays. And then when you go to fill back up the to replace the evaporation, the salinity level can fluctuate. So I actually had an auto top off. So I had a freshwater tank underneath my saltwater tank with a sensor, and when the water level dropped below a certain point, that pump would turn on and pump in fresh water. So I never really had any much fluctuation with the salinity level. So that really helped me out there. Most cool fish and are saltwater fish. I think there are a lot of cool freshwater fish as well. I definitely have an appreciation for both. There are definitely a lot of vibrant colors that come with saltwater. But think there are tons of cool freshwater fish that you can get, and a lot of good bang for your buck as far as freshwater goes. So I just want to remind everybody, if you're new to this stream, send me a clip, a 1 minute clip or less of your favorite tank, your favorite fish, and maybe some information. What kind of filter you have on there, what kind of lighting, what kind of substrate, what you feed your fish. Uh, I'd love to share, give you a shout out. Let me know if you have a channel, and we can shout out your channel and have your channel instead of your name, or both. So I can give you credit and give you a shout out, and people go check your channel out. And also, if you see someone you're not familiar with in this channel, I highly encourage you go check out um, their channel. And everyone here makes great content. I see Purple Gangs here, learning to fish keep. What's up, man? I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, Anthony from Conventional Aquatics, he has a lot of good projects going on. A lot of exciting things going on in his fish room. Victoria already hit the like button. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Um, so I definitely, like I was saying, I encourage a lot of people to go check out someone. If you don't recognize a name, go check them out. Show some support. A lot of great creators in this fish fam here, fish community. What's up, learning to fish keep? Says Purple Gang. Uncle Anthony says, "I dare anyone to smash the like button." Now you have to do it. Isn't that a double dare or is that a triple dog dare where you have to do it? TM Aquatics, what's up, man? I appreciate you stopping in. Petsotics, saltwater is just as fun as freshwater. I agree, it's just as fun. Um, I really when I see people's channels on YouTube or go to the zoo or go to visit someone who has a reef tank, I really get captivated by their corals and watching things move in the current and the beautiful fish and the live rock and some of the cool shrimp they have. So um, definitely saltwater is really fun. Freshwater is just as fun though. I think there's a lot of cool plants, shrimp, and fish that you can get with freshwater. And there seems to be a new rare or new things coming into the hobby all the time. So seeing new things I've never heard of. So Renetic Product says, "Come on, people! Come on, 15 people watching. I triple dog dare you to smash the like button. Triple dog. Now you have to. Now you have to. Corals are awesome. I agree. Something. Are you interested in keeping SPS or LPS corals, Purple Gang? I know you said you're talking about keeping saltwater fish. You looking into reefing as well? So, what do you guys think about this tank behind me? It's by Prajval Karan. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. So I apologize, Prajval, if you end up joining this live stream or watching the playback. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Um, I know it's probably I think he's over in India, so it's probably super early in the morning over there. Um, but beautiful, beautiful tank here. Love the angel. Love his plants. Everything looks happy and vibrant. NY Gold said there's something mesmerizing about saltwater tanks. I 100% agree with you. Although I find freshwater just as rewarding. You have a live bear tank and you're working on a breeding project, or if you're growing plants. Um, I have a soft spot for rainbows right now, so that might be a hint of what I'm looking at adding to the 125 when I'm ready. So hey, Fish Tropic, I appreciate you stopping in, man. What's up? One Fish, Two Fish ROC says, I love it. It's incredible. The plants are fantastic. Yeah, I thought he did a great job on this one. I really had to give him props on that. So definitely have a saltwater or a soft spot for freshwater planet as well. Can't talk tonight. So I saw Black Friday is coming up. So does anybody see any great deals? I saw Aquarium Co-op has some great deals. Petsotic says I had both saltwater and freshwater. I love both of them. What's the biggest fish I raised, Purple Gang? Biggest fish I raised was probably my Oscar. I got it. It was probably like an inch and a half long, and this is actually some time ago. So when I was uh, relatively new as an adult, at least to fish keeping, I bought it, and I think I had it in like a 10-gallon tank, and I quickly learned that 10 gallons wasn't enough, so I bought a 55 gallon, and I think it was within a month it was in a 55 gallon. That's where it lived out by itself. Um, and the funny thing is, it got to about 14 inches, and I had a Java fern in there for years, and I left it alone, never minded any business. And then one day I came home from work, and that thing was ripped up. It just decided it didn't want it there anymore. So he was a he was a grumpy fish, and he was crazy. Rob93 Aquatics, I appreciate you stopping in, man. What's going on? I really like what you're doing with your live stream, man. You're helping everyone meet their goals, and I really admire that. That's awesome. I like what you do. I encourage the same thing here, guys. If you see someone in this chat that you don't recognize, stop in, give them some support, show them some love. Everyone's trying to meet some goals, and um, as a community, I think we can meet those goals. Victoria, yes, unconventional quantities got me working on my 3 lava rock projects. So, hey, EJ Brinegar, I appreciate you stopping in. Are you selling live aquatic plants? Someday I have a project going on. I don't know. Some of you may have seen. I picked up a bunch of tanks for really cheap. So there's a project coming down the horizon. My goal is to um, get a plant project going on and have some for sale there, and also a breeding project. So a lot coming down the pipeline. Not sure exactly the logistics and when it's going to happen, but I have the tanks ready to go. So I'm super excited. Super, a lot of exciting things going on in this fish room. Rob93 Aquatics says, I appreciate it, man. Much love. Hey, man, I give you respect, man. I appreciate what you do. Joe Munoz, Rob is the man. I agree, man. I agree, Joe. NY Gold says, I chopped firewood for a guy once when I was a kid, and he paid me with a 29-gallon tank with 3 Oscars in it. 3 Oscars in a 29-gallon tank? How big were those Oscars? Purple Gang, awesome. Can't wait to watch. You talking about the projects coming down the road? I can't wait. I can't wait to capture it along the way, dude. I appreciate anybody who comes along for the ride. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Will your will your fish room have centralized heating, or will each tank that needs it have a heater? Um, I'm. It's relatively warm in here. It's about 72 degrees right now. I might have for some of those tanks that might need to be in the upper 70s, lower 80s. I might have to heat those individually, but um, we'll see what happens there. I'm not fully done with the logistics and how I'm going to run the airlines for the filtration and all that. So um, more to come. I'm doing some research and learning a lot right now. So whole lot going on up here. The hamster wheels moving pretty quick. So if you guys don't follow EJ Briniger, he does a lot of great stuff with live foods. I'm definitely I've never kept live foods before, so I'm definitely interested in trying to keep Daphnia and some of those blackworms that he keeps. So I've learned a lot from his channel. I've learned a lot from everybody's channel here. I watch everybody I think I see in here. Um, Everyone does a lot of great work. NY Gold with his guppies. I love his guppies. Um, One Fish, Two Fish ROC, that planted tank that you had, I saw it on Instagram, and I've also seen it on YouTube that you have there. How big is that tank? Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But that tank is beautiful. You did a great job on that tank. They were tiny, but they didn't last long. Yeah, some of the mistakes we make as beginners, right? I mean, sometimes unfortunately the best way to learn is the hard way. Um, Now as we get advanced, we try to do research and learn so we prevent those mistakes. But when we're first getting started out, we don't know any better. Um, so yeah, some of the funny stories you hear of some of us starting out. EJ says tank water is a little cooler than the air temp. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to likely in a lot of the tanks run individual heat. Um, I don't think I'm gonna keep centralized heat that warm in here. So we'll see what happens. Plans might change. Right now, I'm focusing mostly on what I'm gonna do for racking, the racking design, and also because I haven't built the racking yet, and also some concepts for how I'm gonna run the filtration. Rob 93 Aquatics, another day in paradise. Yeah, brother. NY Gold says Brinegar has the cleanest water of the fish fam. Clearest water of the fish fam. Yeah, he has some pretty clear tanks, doesn't he? Takes really good care of his tanks. Not a lick of algae in there. One fish, two fish. 40 breeder. Yeah, I love the 40 breeder dimensions. Um, your first dirted, and you're definitely sold on dirted now. So yeah, dirted is definitely a great way to go. Um, did you cap that tank? Does that tank have a cap on it on the substrate? One fish, two fish. Rendiger says regular potting soil is working well for me. Yeah, potting soil does great. I have the earthworm castings, and I can't wait to see the results of that for my 125. Really excited. Should be flooding her here in about a week or so. Another day, it's freezing. Oh, you're up in New York, aren't you? One fish, two fish. Yeah, it's pretty cold here today too. I think it's in the low 30s, high in the low 30s. So, pretty normal for mid to late November in Ohio. Victoria says, "Me too. I love my dirted planting tank. One fish, two fish. That took months to plan though. Yeah, it does take a lot of planning, doesn't it? What do you dose in that tank? If you don't mind me asking. Rob 93 Aquatics. Same here in Indiana. Yeah. NY Gold says, Oscars didn't die. I took them to the local fish store and traded them for angels. Oh, there you go. And neons. There you go. I love angels. Buddy of mine just set up his first tank and he got some neons for his tank and he's liking it. So, and he's already planning his second tank. So it doesn't take long for multi-tank addiction to set in. My build video is super long, but it outlines every single step I did. I'll have to check that out, One Fish, Two Fish. I'm definitely interested in seeing that, so I'll be checking that out. Angelo's Fish Tanks. Hey, how's it going, man? Sorry I can only pop in and say hi. Busy with the fam. Hey, man. Uh, Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you saying hello. Really appreciate that. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, dude. One fish, two fish. Nothing other than easy green. Right now, the dirt is doing all the feeding and then some. Yeah, plants actually do a majority of their feeding in their roots unless they're a water column feeder. So, definitely. I've never tried the Easy Green. I'm gonna have to try that. Check that out. I wonder if does anybody know if Corey's running any kind of deal for Black Friday on Easy Green? So, you guys have anything on your wish list for Christmas? Do you trust your family members to get you anything for fish tanks, or are you a little bit too particular for that? My wife does a good job. She's super supportive, so I think I trust her. She knows my style and what I like. Anthony, I'm back. Just overflowed my pond watching the stream. No joke. Oh man. Hope I wasn't too big of a mess. So you guys have any plans for this weekend other than family related things? Any fish tank plans? Last weekend was actually the peak of the fish tank plans for me. I took my buddy who just got his tank down about 2 hours down to Columbus to my favorite store. So I drove 2 hours just to show him an awesome store and get him some of his first fish. Um, I think he was pretty impressed. Somebody else drive that far just to go to a fish store? Spend a total of 4 hours to spend like an hour in a store. ASAP Fishing says, "Hey guys, hey ASAP, I appreciate you stopping in. Jeremy's Wild Studio. I like the video playing behind you. Hey, Jeremy, I appreciate that. So I'm doing this thing where you can email me a 1 minute clip or less to raccoon.creekaquatics@gmail.com and I will select it and use it to play in my background. And also, if you want to send some information like the filtration, lighting, substrate, anything you're using, any kind of specs that you want to share uh, with the community. And it doesn't have to be a tank. It can be your favorite fish, anything you want to share aquarium related. And maybe I'll pick it and throw it up on my background here and give you credit and give you a shout out for it. Bam Aquatics, I appreciate you coming in. He says, "Hello, everyone. Hey, everyone. I'm stopping in for a little bit to show support. I appreciate that." Mr. D's Tanks and More. 30-minute drive max. You're not willing to go that far? I appreciate you stopping in though. Yeah, maybe it's a little excessive driving 2 hours, so Redneck Aquatic says it's cold down here in San Antonio. I think we had a high today of 65. Oh man, I'd take that. I'd take that in a heartbeat. One fish, two fish says hush. No sympathy for you, my friend. Hey, Patrick, appreciate you stopping in, man. The tank behind me is actually not mine. It belongs to a viewer from last week who submitted it through email, 1 minute clip or less. So I thought I'd give him a shout out. I thought he did a great job on this tank. I think it's beautiful as well. Mr. D's Tanks and More says 65 is a heat wave. Yeah, that's a heat wave I'd welcome here, sir. Hey, down the wormhole. Hey, D. I'm glad you made it. Appreciate you stopping in. How's it going? We're talking about temperature down in Texas. Just out of curiosity, you're up in Canada, right? How cold is it up there? One fish, two fish says my favorite video of yours is where you catch the carp with a Barbie fishing pole. So I'll have to check that out. I've never seen that before. Catching a carp with a Barbie fishing pole. That's just impressive. Victoria says we have to make it a day trip and to get good healthy fish and plants. I that's kind of where I'm coming from here in Northwest Ohio. Not a lot of great fish stores unless you're counting the big box stores. So there's a store down in Columbus. It's about a 2 hour drive from where I live, and it's an awesome place. So I think it's worth the 2 hour drive. But I agree, it's like a full day thing. Or in our case, we went after work yesterday or last Friday, so we were tired when we got home. We didn't get home till like 9:30. Patrick says, "Yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah, man, I agree. You need a tank like that, dude. I'll help you out. I'll help you set it up." He says, "I made it to 8 degrees Celsius today, and it was nice. How much? What is that in degrees Fahrenheit?" Redneck says, "Yeah, 4.5 hours to Houston one way. Do you make that drive? Do you really make that drive for fish? That's awesome. Can't say I've driven that far just for fish tank stuff." One fish, two fish, ROC says, "D, no matter how miserable I am, your temperatures manage to to humble me." That's saying a lot from the snow belt there. One fish, two fish. We actually had the other morning. We had a couple inches of snow on the ground when I went to work. Those Barbie poles are hardcore. I brought in a couple largemouth bass. Really? I'm gonna have to look these things up. Barbie Barbie fishing pole. 8 degrees equals 46.4 degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit. I got you. Thank you, Brenniger. One fish, two fish says she grew up using a Snoopy pole. That's cool. That's awesome. My wife is actually we're expecting our first child in May, so I'm super excited someday to get to take my kids fishing here. So I'm super excited. It's been -10 the last few days. It was a nice change. I bet. Hey Patrick, you still in here? I'll hook you up with the tank, bud, if you want me to help you get it started. Wow, congrats. Something nice to look forward to in the spring. Yeah, definitely. I think it's gonna come fast. So we're really excited. Whoop whoop, congrats, bro. I appreciate that. Super excited. I have a feeling it's gonna be a girl. I think we're gonna be able to find out just before Christmas. But I just have a weird feeling it's gonna be a girl. Is it my first kid? Yeah, Purple Gang. It's my first kid, so super excited. My wife and I were actually trying for 2 years, um, so we're super happy, super excited. Can't wait to do things like take my kids fishing, grow them up with the fish tanks, and try to see if they're interested in joining the hobby with me and make it a family thing. NY Gold says, "Congrats on the baby. I appreciate that." I'm sure it comes lots faster than we think. Yeah, we have a few things we want to check off our to do list before the baby gets here. Um, we want to actually paint and get around for what's going to be the nursery and get a few projects done around the house before we get busy with the baby. Oh man, I got two princess devils. How old are they, Purple Gang? Great news. Get all the sleep you can over the winter. Yeah, trying to rest up and enjoy laid back Friday nights and um, sleep in on Saturday mornings while I can. Although sleeping in, by my definition, is like 7 in the morning. But awesome news, baby raccoon on the way. Yeah. What's up, Aquarium Cop? I appreciate you stopping in, man. How's it going? All babies love fish and bubbles. Yeah, they probably do like the stimulation, don't they, Victoria? So if this is your first time coming to the stream, this is my second stream. Um, what I'd like to do, if you're interested in sharing your favorite fish or your favorite tank or whatever you want to share aquarium related, shoot me a 1 minute clip or less, and I'll use it as my background, um, and share it with the rest of the fish fam. Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to cut this short. Looks like my battery life's going dead, so I might have to cut this short here pretty soon. Pet Sonic says, "Congrats on the baby. Get more tanks, fish tanks while you can." Yeah, yeah. Before all the money and the time goes to the baby. Um, we're super excited. We feel so blessed. I appreciate uh, everyone's support on that. Arachnid Aquatic says, "I'm back from Thanksgiving shopping." So, are you guys cooking dinner? Are you guys hosting Thanksgiving for your family? NY Gold says, "You'll be a great dad. It's so much fun when the kids are little." Thank you, man. I have so much fun with my nephews. I have a 5-year-old nephew, a 2-year-old nephew, and then a nephew that's a few weeks old. He was just born a few weeks ago. So I have a lot of kids, a lot of fun with the kiddos. They're so funny. They're hilarious. They say the funniest things. Well, guys, I'm going to shut it down for the night before I lose battery life. I appreciate everyone stopping in and hanging out with me for a little bit. Shoot me your video clip if you want. I'll give you a shout out and use that as my background at raccoon.creekaquatics@gmail.com. Let me know any general information such as what you feed your fish, what you use for lighting, filtration, uh, and substrate. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe and have a great weekend. I'll see you guys later.